Is that the only limbs that she removed hair from?
I was,
Did she have a landing strip? How disappointed am I not knowing what your grandmother's looks like?
Well, I've been alive. But to me, he is Christopher Columbus of my people.
What?
I'm the Christopher Columbus of mental health?
Being the Christopher Columbus of anything should no. Let's see what Patrick CC talking about, man. Hey, shout out to YouTube. Appreciate y'all boys pulling up. Make sure y'all boys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. Make sure y'all post notifications. I'm talking too much, bro. I'm talking too much. Okay. Howie Mandel, Patrick CC, what the f going on?
Say, you either die the hero or live long enough to start a podcast and people realize they actually hate you.
Do y'all remember Deal or No Deal, bro? Or are y'all too young for that?
Couldn't be more true for Howie Mandel, who has become so disliked that even Dana White walked off his podcast within 20 seconds of being introduced.
Wait, for real?
Only an amazing businessman. You are an inspiration. You are a philosopher. The way you do business, the way you conduct your business and your friendships and media is, I'm jealous. But Dana, I can't thank you enough.
Hey, this pleasant cat in the background.
For being here.
And thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I am so tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
Oh shit! No, that's a joke. That's a joke. This is a joke. He didn't do this shit. There's no way. What is
However,
this?
The
no.
podcast that changed Howie's public perception.
Did he really walk off that shit like that?
Actually occurred when he was a guest on Not Today, Pal, which is a podcast hosted by Jamie Lynn Sigler and Rob Eiler, who are most famous for their roles as brother and sister on The Sopranos.
I still gotta watch this show. Bro.
One of the most iconic TV shows of all time. Now, the problem with this episode can be assessed by the very first thing that Rob said.
Some people would introduce our guest as Hollywood royalty, but to me, he is Christopher Columbus of my people.
What?
Which are the germaphobes, the OCD.
Thank you.
These people. I just want to thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you. I'm the Christopher Columbus of mental health?
Yeah, I feel like you were the first.
Nigga, being the Christopher Columbus of anything should no.
I discovered neurosis, and
you put it on the map.
I feel like you went out there.
So the Nina, the Pinta, and the sanitizer.
Yes.
Oh,
very good.
There
what I did there?
I love it.
Rob chose to introduce Howie not for his accomplishments in Hollywood, such as being the host of Deal or No Deal, one of the biggest game shows of all time, perhaps being a long-standing judge on America's Got Talent, or maybe being the voice of Gizmo in the 1980s classic The Gremlins.
That nigga built like... Nah, let me not.
Or even simply that Howie is a veteran stand-up comedian who has been performing since 1977. Instead, Rob chose to celebrate Howie for his openness over...
Damn, hold on, wait. Howie used to have some hair on his head, boy. Yeah, my fault, Howie. I didn't know you was like that.
Since 1977.
Damn, he got a full head of hair, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's wild.
Instead, Rob chose to celebrate Howie for his openness over the years about his obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Shout out to Franklin Roosevelt.
It's very publicly known that Howie is a germaphobe, but that is a massive understatement to how he describes his OCD. A vicious dark circle. His makeup artist must use brand new sponges every day. He won't touch his money unless it's been washed. He avoids handrails like the plague. Handrails are my enemy.
Okay, to be fair, the handrail shit, that's fair. I don't know if y'all actually like think about this shit, but like, bro, a handrail in public places is probably the most germ infested, skibbited place you could ever come across, nigga. So I ain't gonna lie, my black ass ain't touching them shits either. I'm not gonna lie to you. Makeup artists using brand new sponges every day. Is that not normal to like use new brushes like every day? It's not normal. You won't touch his money unless it's been washed. Yeah, washing money is like literally like in the wash. Throw your bread in the washing machine. Like that's crazy. That's fucking crazy to me. Every single dollar you touch, every single coin you touch is probably gonna be contaminated. That's why you just got to wash your hands afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Or just don't keep cash. What is he talking about?
Never go near a handrail. Even the reason why he is bald is because he believes it is cleaner than having hair to maintain and wash.
That's fair.
I'm always on the verge of death in my mind, he said in 2009. He even wrote a book about going public with his struggle with OCD called Here's the Deal, Don't Touch Me. Now, the reason why Rob introduced Howie this way is because Rob too suffers from extreme OCD, specifically in the form of obsession over germs. Rob made it clear from the beginning that he looked up to Howie. He established common ground with their OCD struggles, and it seemed like Rob wanted to deep dive on this topic.
Do you think germaphobe eventually will get a new name that'll be changed into where they won't use germaphobe anymore?
Like a more technical name?
It'll get woke.
Or there is a technical name.
What is it?
Misophobia.
Mysophobia.
Mysophobia. Is anybody like genuinely scared of germs? Like it's like you were clinically diagnosed in GTA that you were afraid of germs?
But I think eventually it'll just be known as Howie.
Rob probably lives your
I don't fuck with no germs
to be
and
quite
shit.
honest.
I barely leave my home, yeah.
Either do I.
Yeah, oh, really?
No, it seems like I'm out there because I'm on television and I'm on podcasts, but I'm a hermit. I live in the fetal position in my room, wherever I am, unless I come out to regale you with.
That's crazy.
Right.
But I always thought about the type of people that watch these type of podcasts and what kind of people they are in real life. There's a podcast out there for everybody. It's just like, what person is this for? Like, is this really for other germaphobes? Like, or is this just for people? I don't even know at this point. I don't know. No, I lick NYC subway floors. Yeah.
Do you love being home, or is it like a torture where you're like, I want to go out, but I'm stuck here?
I spend my life trying not to be tortured, because my resting face or my resting being is tortured. So I spend my life not to be tortured.
Howie also goes on to say that he is doing better than ever these days. He is taking medication and receiving therapy to combat his disability. But the key thing that helps him through his tribulations is distraction.
The biggest one is distraction. So I stay busy as possible. I'm doing, at my age, to be doing all the things that I'm doing as frequently as I do them is by choice, and then when I'm doing that, then it distracts me from my own inner mind, unless you show up someplace and they want to talk about it. No, I'm okay.
Oh, really? You don't want to talk about it?
No, I'm okay talking about it.
It's interesting that Howie details how not thinking about his OCD is the main reason why he is able to cope, and he even says that when people talk about it, it makes him very uncomfortable.
That's very fair. I would say that that's one of the ways that I would cope, or that I have coped with. I don't know. Some people will call it coping. Some people will call it avoiding. It's keeping myself busy on purpose just so that I don't have to, I guess, face something that I know I have to face later, or not have thoughts in my head that I constantly have, which I can understand. But I feel like with that, there's a line between, am I coping or am I just running away from the issue? I don't know. What was that prick's face when we saw it again? I don't even know what y'all niggas talking about.
But then
bro, lock the fuck in, nigga.
He quickly recants his statement and claims to be just joking. Howie likely said that because most people probably ask him a few questions and then move on. But Rob genuinely wanted to learn, have a deeper conversation, and maybe get some advice from
let's see
Howie.
what that head like.
8 minutes
Well, that sounded crazy.
straight of this discussion, Howie again jokingly stated that he did not want to talk about it.
I think even in this moment, if we talk about it, I'd be a lot more comfortable rolled up at home than sitting here with two people I don't really know. I like you. I'm not knocking you, but I don't
I
know.
get it.
I don't know what you've touched or who you've been with or what
100%.
what's breathing out of you. But the truth of the matter is, I'm doing this, and this is
New
good.
gen.
The conversation temporarily shifts for a few minutes, but Rob circles back to asking for some advice regarding his dating life.
So something that's really is a problem in almost all my relationships is the phone in the bed.
Yeah.
When I go to lay down and the girl I'm dating has her phone in the bed, and like I'm like, hey, listen, I'm crazy. Like, that's the way I did. I go, I'm crazy. It bothers me. I go, can you try? And they're like, oh, of course, yeah, sorry. And then of course the next day, and because they're used to putting their phone in the bed,
Right.
And I find the phone to be so disgusting, and I want my bed to be very clean.
You know what? I'm not even mad at him for this. I'm not even. I'll be honest. This is not something I think about. You feel me? I feel like this is some shit that I'm saying, an actual germaphobe would think about, which he says he is. But I don't think y'all know how dirty our phones actually are. Like, I don't think y'all know for real. Like, we take this motherfucker everywhere we go. Case, no case, whatever. This shit, mad skibbity. So leaving this in the bed with you, and you have a significant other that you have to worry about, I get it. You don't want the germs to, you know what I'm saying, woo, 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 do their thing. So I'm not mad at him about this shit. Bro, dad is Tony Soprano talking about germs, tighten up.
Right. Wonderful place. Give me some advice. I also want to know from 1 to 10.
Ass pods.
Ass pods?
Yeah, instead of AirPods. Ass pods.
So Rob asks for genuine advice, and Howie makes a bad joke. And this is where the tone shifts a little bit. It seems like Howie diverts to humor when he either doesn't understand a question or wasn't paying attention, or simply just because
I didn't get the joke. I ain't gonna lie. Ass pause, that shit ain't hit.
he is a comedian. However, you'll notice that his jokes don't land most of the time because his delivery is extremely dry and not witty. Combine that with the fact that he doesn't really want to discuss his OCD, and you get this nightmare of a conversation.
What's my advice to you?
Or even with something like
Are you
that
talking about
bother
the
you?
germs?
100%.
I wasn't even thinking of the germs.
Oh, it's
I mean,
100
how exciting are you if you bring a woman to bed and she brings her phone?
I'm talking about.
How about a little scroll and roll?
There are women who lay in bed at night on their phone, and then
Not
they take
on a
the phone.
date.
I'm not talking about a date. I'm saying I'm dating someone for months, and they're in their bed, or sometimes you show up at their place, you show up at my place, and the phone is on the bed because they were in the bed on their phone.
You know what? I don't think that this is a terrible thing to tell your significant other not to do. Messing with it, you know what I'm saying? You messing with a girl, you'd be like, look, bro, you know, I would be showered with joy if you left your phone on the nightstand and shit like that. Like, just leave it over there. And I'm sure she's gonna be like, okay, you know, I don't think this should be a really heavy topic of conversation with respect to, you know, bro right here.
The germs from the phone.
I just feel like it's much more shit to worry about.
But I can't. What are you supposed to do? Like, I can't.
I don't think about the germs on the phone. The germs on the phone would be the same as the germs on her body. Like, where did she put her phone that she wasn't?
No, people. They do swabs on phones, and they're like phones.
Don't bother me with this. Don't tell me the phone is bad.
You just asked me, I think.
To clarify,
obviously,
this
nigga.
is what Rob is talking about. Let's say I'm Rob and his partner is my girlfriend Riley. Rob does not like when his partner scrolls social media while laying in bed, or maybe even leaving their phone on the bed when they get up and go to the bathroom. Rob thinks this is filthy because cell phones carry 10 times more bacteria than most toilet seats.
That is, 10 times more bacteria than toilet seats. Like, yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta clean my phone, nigga. I gotta get this shit off my fucking desk. I ain't gonna lie.
Now, Riley and I don't typically use our phones in bed because a few minutes after we crawl into our Helix Midnight Luxe mattress, we fall into a deep sleep.
Tight shit,
Helix
Patrick.
Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding.
Wow, he got me. This nigga got me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Patrick. You know what? We gonna have to snipe you real quick, twin. Get your bread, Patrick.
Pillows.
Not off me though.
Howie finally decided to give Rob some
I can replace
advice,
Patrick
and it was honestly
CCGF.
pretty decent. But then Rob shot it down immediately.
Can I give you an idea?
Please.
Those
Ass
little
pods.
No, that's for taking calls.
Oh.
But what about those little sandwich bags? Those little Ziploc clear sandwich bag. You go before you come in the bed. Just drop it in here.
That's wild.
Zip it up. There you go. You can see it. It's there, and it doesn't touch the sheet.
That's
You should
wild.
have sandwich Ziploc bags on your nightstand if you're single.
Listen, I like that, but the problem then becomes if they don't remember that I don't like the phone in the bed, they don't remember to put it in the bag. You know,
Nigga, I don't think anybody in any relationship would want to put their phone in a plastic bag every time they come home to sleep. Like, going back to what I said before, I don't think it's a hard conversation to have. Just please don't use your phone in the bed. Like, I would prefer that. And then you just be like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You might get you a little beanbag chair, a little chair, pull up to the bed and shit. Use your phone, and that's it. But I don't know. I just feel like putting your phone in a goddamn Ziploc bag like it's preschool is crazy. Like, nigga, I'm not about to go take a standardized test. I'm about to go to bed. What do you need my phone in a plastic bag for?
know what I mean?
Are you dating somebody right now?
Right now, I'm not because of my many issues.
Since Rob did not take Howie's advice, Howie thought of trying to turn the situation into a joke, suggesting that maybe the girl was on her phone because she was on probation being tracked by a parole officer.
What?
But Rob didn't even think he was joking and even talked about how he once dated a girl on probation.
I don't not let somebody do it. I just, after like 3 weeks of dating, if they can never do it, I just go, I can't do this anymore. And then I'm gone, you know, instead of trying to be like, can't you please? I don't want to make it her
they're
problem.
not on? Like they could. You don't. There might be a reason for it. Maybe they're on probation and they have to be, you know, they're being tracked.
But I've dated girls on probation who don't do the phone in the bed. They're fine with it.
And you're okay with the ankle bracelet.
Yeah. Because we do the alcohol wipes before she gets in.
And he doesn't.
What? So he dated a felon, and he cleaned Shorty's ankle monitor before she got in bed, but he don't mess with the phone though.
Doesn't like to leave the house anyway.
Yeah,
And you
it's
don't do
great.
the alcohol wipes on her phone before you even go to bed?
She won't. You know, I also don't. The phone.
You
is,
have a woman that'll go to bed with you but won't let you wipe her phone?
Here's the problem. The phone is up by the head. The ankle bracelet's down by the feet,
I'm
so it
talking
doesn't bother
about-
me as much.
Once Howie realizes that Rob is
Okay.
not understanding the joke, he gets serious again, trying to give genuine advice, only for Rob to once again immediately shut down Howie's thoughts.
I'm dead. So how he joking? He dead ass. Like,
Problem telling anybody I'm a germaphobe. But if you say you're a germaphobe, can't you say, can't I swab or wipe your phone?
Yes, but then it becomes the living the life where I don't want to be watching her every hour and every minute of every day.
No, just
when
before
she's
bed.
walking.
It's a thing.
But it's not a before bed. Like people like to go and just walk into the bed and put the phone. Like people like to be in the bed even when it's not
Do you
bedtime.
sleep in a f***ing phone case? Why do they always
Listen,
go in there
I-
before and
He's
put
a
their
boy
phone?
in a bubble.
I live in a 1-bedroom, dude. I don't live in a mansion. Half the f***ing apartment is the bed.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're really charming the ladies. I can hear the
Hey.
ladies listening right now.
bro. That's why I'm single, man, and a ton of reasons.
But there was another layer of disconnect
Wow.
that was more subtle but added to the animosity in the room. Rob and Jamie realized throughout the podcast that Howie did not really know anything about them. It's common podcast etiquette to do some research on someone you are about to have a public conversation with,
Right.
even if you are the guest on their podcast.
that's great journalism. Shout out to all the podcasts, that have questions ready and ask great questions and prepare for your guests, man. Shout out to y'all niggas, bro. But for all the degenerate fucking podcasts that just have people pull up, you just be like, oh wow, I'm here. Like, bro, come on, bro.
But Howie revealed the first clue when he asked if they were a couple.
Are you two a couple? I don't know a lot about you.
No, we were.
Well, it's not on him to know anything about I don't think it's on the guest to know anything about. Actually, you go into a podcast, do you feel like you're obligated to know about the people that's going to be on the podcast too, but like they're paying you to come to the podcast? I feel like the service is they should know about you so they can ask you questions because you are the guest. Let me know if I'm tripping. Me personally, I would know a little bit about the host and like who's going to be there for sure so I could create conversation, but I don't think Howie in this situation, I don't think he's obligated to know anything. No, they have like a 10-year age gap. Why would they be a couple? I mean, that just shows you that he don't know shit about them. He just there. He there for the check, basically. The check cleared and shit.
No.
We were co-stars in a television show as early teens, late teens for 10 years, and then have continued our close friendship. We have a unique chemistry, and sort of that's what this show is about.
Were you ever a couple, even when you were
Never
working
a couple.
together? Oh.
Never.
Not even
You
to
do-
go.
Not even
we
a-
flirted.
yeah.
Like we would go out to clubs and parties and never. It was always like we played brother and
We
sister.
feel
so
like
it's very
brother and
Is
sister.
that
sister.
and that you live that instead of you
Yeah.
live like brother and sister?
Rob gets physically uncomfortable when people insinuate him and Jamie are a couple, and it's hilarious. It's likely that most of the people watching this video do not know about the Not Today Pal podcast. The podcast was established because Jamie and Rob
Yeah, that's what they look like. And that boy Raw that's crazy. Bro, he lost a ton of weight in his face, bro. Or maybe that was just baby fat. I think that was just baby fat.
have been best friends since childhood. They acted as brother and sister on The Sopranos and
Okay, yeah, that he grew into his figure and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Really grew up on the show, so they carried that brother-sister bond and dynamic throughout their lives. With a little bit of research, Howie could have avoided that awkward moment, but a few minutes later he mentioned that he did not know
That's
them
facts.
again before explaining to them what their whole podcast is about.
My view of from where I stand, I don't know. I know who you are, but I don't know you guys. But as we sat down, you kind of captured the beginning of this as like I'm f***ed up and Howie helped me, like I not help me, but I have mental health. I love that. I have problems. I'm single. I can't find somebody who won't put their filthy phone in my bed. And then slowly but surely, the wave of neurosis comes to this side where you take shoes for no reason at all. You're very concerned about what others think more than what is right to do. This is like a wave of, this is like a group session where we're going around. It's a meeting. It's like an intervention.
Damn, nigga, can't we just talk about shit? Like, what? It's always that one nigga that gotta get shit too deep, bro. Like, he holding the blunt too long, twin.
On the surface, this might seem like a subtle issue, but it's disrespectful at worst, but unprofessional at best.
100%.
Like, imagine how Howie would feel if the player midway through Deal or No Deal was like, oh, so I'm supposed to guess the cases and hope that they contain low amounts of money because I want to win the high amount of money? It's like, yeah, dude, welcome to the show. There was also a moment where they talked about their ages, and his reaction to that information just made his level of cluelessness more apparent.
Because we've been friends for like 25 years or whatever, the boys pick a photo of us on they Google a photo.
Wait, how
of
old
us.
are you?
I'm 38.
Oh wow, same
Jesus
age as
Christ,
my kid,
bro.
one of my kids.
Yeah. So we've been
Yo, you can see how pissed off he's getting the longer the podcast goes on, bro.
friends for 26, going on
You're in your
27.
40s?
I'm 42.
You don't look it. Wow.
Oh, thanks.
She has a good way of, hiding that she's fucking pissed.
Thought you were dealing with a bunch of f***ing kids here, huh?
I thought you were
Howie?
kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
no.
And after about the 20-minute mark, the conversation just totally fell off the rails. The hosts are agitated that Howie doesn't know them, and they think he's kind of being an asshole. Howie doesn't know if he should be funny
shit.
or serious, and it's not like they can tell the difference anyways. And this train wreck of a conversation really becomes noticeable in their conversation about Nair, which is a hair removal cream that safely removes...
I remember when niggas was doing YouTube pranks with this shit. They was like, oh, putting Nair in my girl hair. Boo, boo, boo. I ain't forget about them niggas. I ain't gonna lie, them niggas ain't safe. A lot of them niggas is doing 20v1s right now. I ain't gonna cap.
removes unwanted hair from the body.
Every day, every morning shave?
No,
No?
no.
You don't have
Nair.
to shave the sides?
I use Nair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love Nair.
She
And
does.
is that so?
Love it.
When you're in a hotel, are you wiping your hair on like the hotel towels and tossing them? Where does this go?
What does that
I've
mean?
never used hair. I've never used Nair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the process there?
I'm not using Nair. I shave.
Nair is
I thought my grandma used Nair.
Nair is.
Your grandma?
My
you
grandma
can
used Nair on her arms.
You can open a bottle
Really?
of Nair and
Yeah.
smell.
Why do you know that?
because she always had the Nair and everyone made fun of her in the.
So you have a hairy, like your grandmother has hairy arms, and then
She
she
never
would cream
did.
it because she creamed it off. But you asked your grandmother, Grandma, where did the hair go? I'm fascinated that the fact that her grandson knows the process in his grandmother's hair removal.
Well, again, Howie, you're living in mansions. People like me, I grew up in a one-bedroom with many people.
Oh, so
and
she
all
used to
your
come
stuff,
over.
Oh, here we go. Oh God, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it.
It's right there.
All your stuff is with each other.
Is that the
There's
only
no-
limbs that she removed hair from?
that I know of? I know it was a big thing for her arms, but she probably used it on her whole body. Yeah.
Really? Well, she was older. She didn't use it on her whole body.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know. She wasn't that old. I was a young, I was,
Did
she's
she
only
have a
probably,
landing strip?
I don't.
Oh. I knew it was coming, but like, why, bro? Why? That's so unwarranted. Like, why?
Don't know. I never.
Why do you say I don't know
I
with
never looked.
disappointment? Like, why are you disappointed?
Because I feel like I'm disappointing you not knowing the answer.
Well, how disappointed am I not knowing what your grandmother's vagina looks like?
Well, I've been alive.
Oh. I ain't gonna lie, Howie. That nigga might actually be like not a good person, bro. They need to start slap boxing or I'm gonna fall asleep. Yeah, it's because you got TikTok brain, nigga. For real boring. I don't care.
For 38 years, no one ever asked me if my grandma had a landing strip, so I thought
You brought up the fact that your grandmother was removing hair.
from her arms.
Well, it doesn't just stop there.
The conversation is extremely unfocused and oddly hostile, but the true peak moment of chaos that ended the conversation was when they brought up a photo of Howie acting in the 1989 movie Little Monsters.
Oh,
Howie brought up
shit.
his OCD, which they took seriously because that's what they do. Then he tried to make a joke about it,
That ugly ass nigga. He got horns on the side of his head and shit. Nigga built like Pleasant.
and then kind of insulted Jamie by getting her name wrong and calling her Amy.
Yeah, that's me on the right.
I need to show my kids this movie.
It's so I
I
remember.
have to. They're gonna love it.
This was a hell for me.
It was.
Hell.
Well, we're
Because-
Was it the
we're bringing
makeup?
a lot of hell up for you
No,
here,
I'll tell you
Howie. I
why.
apologize.
No, but I'm wrapped in rubber, and
So
you know,
much, yeah.
and nowadays
Sounds like your dream.
I felt like such a dick.
You did?
See what I did there?
I got it.
Oh, because
Explain
you
it
were
to
wrapped
Amy.
in rubber.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Okay. Amy.
Jamie,
So,
'cause
so
I-
I was just.
I called you Yami, so
Oh,
he probably
it might
you know,
be confusing.
just a
It's
little
okay.
nickname, Yami.
Yami. I thought I was wrong.
No,
I
so
didn't
you
know.
can call me Yami.
I
You
didn't
can
know.
definitely
I
call
didn't
me Yami.
understand what he was doing, and I tried to.
It's like they try to bypass like his humor and they're trying to like forego the conversation a little bit more. But once they give him an inch, he extends it as long as possible. That whole like shit about the grandmother's vagina shit, like bro, it didn't even start there, but he took it there. You're supposed to move on after everybody laughs. You're supposed to keep talking about after everybody laughs after your jokes, nigga. God damn, he just be adding shit. Add more, Brent. I'm not doing math right now. That's gonna hurt my head.
All chemistry was
1 + 2, what? 2 times 3. Okay. PEMDAS is well, basically, if it's PEMDAS, then basically that's 7. But you know, y'all niggas is just going, you know what I'm saying, just be skibbity type shit. But if I read left to right, but it's PEMDAS though, so we got to multiply first. Am I wrong?
lost. The nail in the coffin was when Howie just refused to answer one of Rob's questions.
I'm not into old
Idiot.
women or
I don't know. I don't know if I'm an idiot, but shit, I don't know.
yeah, like I don't even like the 18, 20. I'm like I like that middle. I like that sweet spot of, you know, whatever that is, 30, where I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go, oh, that person's older. Oh, that person looks too young. You know what I mean?
No.
Florida
looks back
education.
offset.
Bro, shut y'all niggas, shut y'all ass up, nigga. I haven't done math in like fucking 2 years. But if I'm wrong, then it is what it is. I'm never gonna be asked another math question like that ever again. Bro, that's what I be saying, bro. Like they give us these math questions and shit, but like this don't help us in life. Movo forgot the factorial. Bro, I'm telling you, I haven't done math in 2 years, nigga. Jesus Christ. Bro, aren't you in college? Bro, Pleasant, they obviously don't give you 1 + 2 × 3 in at UCF, nigga. As a business major, they don't give you. You know what? I'm getting baited right now. I'm getting baited.
Which seems like he's looking for a way to get out of this conversation and leave. But they're only 30 minutes into the podcast, so it's not time for him to go, and it just keeps getting worse.
You're really good at what you do.
Hey.
I've watched it. You're really good actors too.
Yeah,
Are you still
they're not
pursuing
messing with
acting
Howie,
at
bro.
all?
I am.
I hate it.
Yeah, he hates it.
Really?
I hate it. Yeah, I hate the like weird, because you know what it is, like
You just told me how much you loved it when I said I want to do movies, and you said I like it because you can read the scripts. And
no,
you know
I'm saying I hate television compared to film. I'd rather do film because you know what you have to
So
do
are you
getting
not? Are
into
you
it.
going after film?
I hate all of it. No,
Oh.
I don't.
I don't understand what you said.
I don't. If I
Welcome
had
to
to
life.
choose, I was just saying it's interesting. I
Yeah,
don't like
it's time to wrap it
television,
up.
But I like the fact that in movies you get to, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Howie does not relate to Rob at all.
At
but
all,
they keep
bro.
asking him questions.
Damn, she got the note card here too. Okay, this is a bad look. Hold on, wait. Let me wait. Y'all see that right there, bro? Shorty got a note card with the questions on it. God damn, boy. It's about to get serious out here, boy.
Do you have reoccurring dreams? I'll translate.
You get all the time, stop capping? No, I ain't capping.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. That was Howie.
Now Rob's trying to make jokes and they're not landing, and Howie starts to look pissed off. They all seem very obviously agitated and are looking for an excuse to just end this train wreck.
Yeah,
But
let's
before
just-
Howie goes, he just needs to remind everyone that he didn't actually forget Jamie's name. He didn't think her name was Amy, but rather Rob confused him when he called her by her nickname,
Bro.
Jamie.
Like, I've done my homework. And Amy, I just said your name out loud. It's like, that's the problem with overthinking. Get you in trouble if you just do
Always.
what you know.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every
It'll
time.
But it's not in trouble. It's a great moment. It's great that you thought her name was Amy. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great moment.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
a great moment.
Then you've had a shitty life.
Yeah.
If that
I don't
in
leave
your
my
mind
apartment. I don't
is
leave my
a great
apartment.
moment, me
I say no to
getting
everything.
the wrong name.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
say no
so
to
he's so nice.
everything.
Why are you here today?
Because I did say yes to Tom.
Bro, what the
I said yes to Tom and Christina when they offered us a podcast.
After the show, commenters flooded to defend
Oh
Rob
my
and Jamie.
God.
Howie is a jackass. This guy disrespected Jamie. Why was Howie so rude to Rob? Rob was excited to talk with Howie and get some insight to OCD and
Facts,
possible
though.
advice, and Howie just criticized everything Rob said. Hard to watch. I thought I liked Howie until hearing him on this episode. Not your fault, Rob and Jamie. You two are the best. The guest was just surprisingly
Yeah,
shitty,
Jennifer slided for
especially
the
to
ad.
Rob, who started out ready to connect and ended up desperate to get the
Howie is in the right? Please explain to me how Howie's in the right here.
out of there. Brutal. Keep in mind, Howie is 68 years old and Rob is 38. Howie comes from a generation where mental health was vastly stigmatized. He probably still has those moments where he does not want to vocalize his OCD.
True.
He doesn't want to be perceived as weak, which is also why he consistently keeps himself working on all these TV shows and podcasts, so he is not consumed by his disability. Rob comes from the generation where the importance of mental health is more accepted and understood. Younger people who suffer are encouraged to and more likely
That
to
makes
speak
sense.
about their illnesses. It's not clear if Rob was necessarily asking Howie for help looking for a specific answer, or if he was just trying to have a general conversation surrounding the topic. They suffer from a similar condition, but their personalities and their approach to handling it could not be more opposite.
That's
But this
true.
all accelerated when YouTuber Too Lazy to Try made a video criticizing Howie's behavior on the show. Too Lazy felt like Howie was being unsympathetic to Rob's genuine questions.
This one was tough to listen to, but I think it's mostly because of Howie. It felt like
Yeah, you can't talk to everybody about your mental health problems, bro. I figured that out so quick. You cannot talk to everybody about everything. You know what I'm saying? And this just happened to be Howie's just one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He don't take shit serious, and when people try to get serious, then he just closes off. I don't know. I just wanted to be different. Howie should be accommodated. He the guest. Yeah, I don't know. He was a terrible guest though.
he was trying to make Rob as uncomfortable as possible. Like anything Rob would say, Howie would ask him 10 questions about it, and then Howie would make some weird jokes that would never land, and then he'd have to explain everything.
And his community agreed with him. The irony of an old man dressing like a teenager only to talk down on the other adults as if they're the ones too immature to be worthy of mutual respect. Jamie and Rob gave their thoughts on the whole situation on a later podcast with Jim Norton.
I don't want to call anybody out, but sometimes you have a guest who you don't really like very much.
Oh,
and
have you had that?
People notice. Listen, I don't. Maybe we
Just
did.
one.
Maybe we
Just
did.
one?
Yeah, maybe we did.
Now,
maybe we
obviously,
did.
no
Just
names.
one.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
But can I ask you?
There'll be no way they could figure it out.
No. Because I've had
No one noticed.
I've had things like that too, where you're just not clicking with a person, or there's something, or they come in with a attitude. or they
Yeah.
don't wanna
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
What you don't have to say who the person was, but what was it? Were they snotty?
They didn't want to be here, it felt, from the second they walked in. And to the point where we just felt like we don't have to do this. And it
That's
was
tough.
just, to me, felt like a clunky conversation because there was just not a lack of respect, but a lack of respect. It was just like, we're here just doing our podcast. We're not claiming to be anything, and I think this person was just coming with a lot of judgments about the two of us, it seemed. And every time we asked a question, it was the answer was making fun of us in the answer.
Really?
Yeah, and then he would just and then them boys just drag it, bro. Y'all ever talk to somebody like that just make a joke out of everything, and then like it's funny at first, and then it just start to piss you the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Would you have continued said interview? To be professional, yeah. Like if I was the podcaster, and well, actually, I don't know, bro. I just don't know. Most of the time, I don't even know what I would do in this situation. But actually, I do, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I would have cut that conversation at least 10 minutes short. They let it go on for way too long. I don't know how long the podcast episode was for. I'm gonna guess it was 30 minutes to an hour. I would have cut that bitch in half because normally when you're talking to somebody for like a few minutes, you can understand like what kind of conversation y'all are about to have. Like y'all understand what I'm saying? Like y'all ever like it's almost like when your parents walk in the room and you see their body language, you see their tone, like the way she's talking to you, you can tell that you're probably in trouble for something. Or if you're talking to a teacher about something, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, shout out to Big Poop, you know what I'm saying? Big Poop is crazy. Welcome, my you know what I'm saying? Welcome. But nah. Usually like that's what be going on. It's like, bro, I'll know within the first couple of seconds or a couple of minutes of our conversation whether it's gonna be good or not. So I would have clipped that shit.
In acting, you're supposed to do yes and. Like
Sure.
somebody says something and to continue an improv, you go yes and. It was just no.
And
It was no.
Wow.
It was the opposite of yes and. Everything was no.
Then Too Lazy made another video detailing their response, which is when Howie realized he was receiving backlash
That's
for his
tough.
behavior. He commented on the video,
Dragon is
"This is my
crazy."
favorite episode yet. Keep up the good work." Finally, Howie decided to formally respond to the situation on his own podcast by going clip by clip, rewatching what took place and giving his perspective of what was going on inside his head.
Let's see what his bald dad got to say.
First, he said that he thought everyone was having a good time.
If you don't like me, or you don't think I'm funny, or you don't think what I'm doing is funny, and that's what this whole conversation has been about. So then I saw this Too Lazy to Try to say that I was insufferable and they were having a bad time with me. In my recollection, I didn't sense that they were having a bad time with me.
Okay, to be fair though, you know what? I ain't gonna knock them for not like addressing it directly on the podcast, because then I would just be searching for drama. They probably didn't want no drama. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it would have helped if they had said, hey, we feel like the energy might have been off. We want to know if you were on the same page, whatever. But they made the decision to go on another podcast and just not say no names, knowing damn well everybody know who you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's something that is I don't know. I'm in a place where like, damn, how don't you understand how crazy that shit got and how oblivious are you really? But at the same time, it's like you got to communicate. So I don't know. It's on both sides at this point.
Because here's the thing. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't find me entertaining. The fact that I may have made somebody feel like uncomfortable in the room as their guest really bothers me.
So after Howie saw that Rob and Jamie told Jim Norton that they had a bad experience with him, he DM'd her on Instagram and read it on his podcast. He said, "I hope I wasn't the horrible guest you were talking to Jim Norton about. If I came off offensive, I apologize. I truly was happy to be on your show and had a good time." To which Jamie replied, "I'm so glad to know you enjoyed it. Truly, we were very excited to have you on."
See, she ain't standing on business, bro. This is my issue, dog. If this shit happens, bro, you gotta stand on everything, right? Like she ain't standing on shit. Like she just like, oh yeah. Like, bro, he asked you a question, bro.
And to confirm Howie's suspicion that they were actually talking about
That's
him,
what makes it look
he
crazy.
asked her, "So I was the awful guest?" To which she did not reply.
Damn.
And even Howie understood that by Jamie not messaging him back, she was basically saying that he was the awful guest.
That's confirmation that it was me. And then now I've been watching the Too Lazy to Try because he shows scenes from it where it's been killing me. How can I construe, like, where would they get a bad vibe from me?
Howie spends the next 18 minutes going through many of the clips I played for you in this video and explaining what he was thinking during that time. And trust me when I tell you that his reaction to every single clip was that he was just joking and they did not understand his humor. And during his apology, he kept cracking jokes.
Because I'm medicated, when I'm not performing on stage, I live in a gray zone and my mood's there. So I'm not a good reactor because people will go, I'll say something and then they'll go, why are you so mad? I go, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just saying that their interpretation was he doesn't give a he doesn't.
She's being professional in order to avoid other guests being deterred. Man, at that point, bro, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the line between being professional and being a human being and being ethical and being straight up are two different things. Yeah, she could have been like, oh yeah, this is a business decision. I got to keep it woo. I don't know. It's a fine line between that shit, bro. Basically, would you rather if your boss didn't like you, chat, if your boss didn't like you and they fire you, right? Your boss didn't like you. She calls you up to the office. She said, okay, we're letting you go. And you ask why. They tell you a completely different reason than what was actually the issue. And then later on, you find out from so and so that you got fired for a different reason than they told you. Wouldn't you be pissed off? You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. It's like, damn, I know you're trying to save face because you want to replace me because you just fired me, but I would at least had closure and happiness in the fact that like you were straight up with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm reporting her at that's basically what she did to Howie. Cause it's like, damn, like I'm hearing from other people, this is the situation. So what is it for real? And then she just gave her some PR ass answer. I don't know. I kind of feel Howie on this. You know what I'm saying? Howie, he might be a piece of shit, but she should have just kept it real with him. She should have just kept it 100 with him.
Want to be here, and that's not true. I love you guys. I'm a fan of you guys. I'm going to keep watching you guys. I'm actually apologizing that I would make you feel that way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying.
Are you talking to the Sopranos kid?
I didn't know they were on The Sopranos.
Yeah.
You know what? I came out of this podcast thinking I was great. People are going to love this. In their comments, they hated me. Their viewers, because they're on their wavelength, like ours are on ours, they hated me. They hated me.
Them boys
I didn't
skibbity.
care that their viewers hated me. What I do care about is that I made
them uncomfortable. You visibly made them uncomfortable. I'm looking at this now. You answer, and she looks back at a control room like, guys.
Yeah, she looked like she wasn't trying to be there, bro.
Someone help us.
And also during his apology, he kept cracking jokes. Obviously, fans did not take this apology very well. Howie is just unflattering as a podcast host. Some people were just not meant to podcast. The more he talks, the less I like him.
That's true.
It seems pretty evident.
Well, not the more I talk, the less I like him. It's just a lot of people are not meant to have podcasts, bro. A lot of niggas.
That two people with extreme OCD do not make for a good combination on a podcast. Howie expressed multiple times that he did not want to talk about
She knew
his
he would
OCD.
leak it.
He also has well-documented interviews that say things.
Bro, at this point, bro, it's like, bro, if you know he gonna leak it, tell the truth, nigga. What? Like why put up a facade? You know what I'm saying?
Things like, the biggest fear I have is being triggered. And if I'm triggered, I get some sort of weird thought in my head that can't go. And then my day is stopped. My life stops. Since Rob has a similar condition, he should know how debilitating it is to trigger someone with OCD. Plus, whenever Howie did cave and give Rob real advice, he combatively responded to Howie with multiple reasons why Howie's advice was not good enough. At the same time, Howie could have done even just a splash of research to know that they are not a comedy podcast, and his dry humor could easily be perceived as being rude or insulting, especially considering that he obviously did not know who these two were.
Basically,
nor did he know
yeah.
what their podcast was about.
Yeah.
His half-baked, I love your podcast, I'm still going to watch, an apology seems disingenuous because he couldn't acknowledge his pitfalls without cracking a joke immediately after. Overall, I think the lesson here is not everyone needs to start a podcast.
Yeah, bro, that's facts, man.